Evening all, so here we are, episode 99. This is the last of series 1 and we are soon to start on series 2, and I think really this is a fitting end. This is the flagship. It's finished, we're just giving it its go faster stripes right now, and it's ready to go. Now we have also done live fire testing of this thing. It shreds dudes. It is ridiculous. You will see this in the next series. The next series is literally just going to start probably, this week some point, so don't worry. But it's been a pleasure doing this, and I think this is why I love this game so much. I think there's few games out there that just get my kind of instinctive love and desire for it, because this has been one of them. And I think that's quite heavy praise, I think, for a game. I think you'll agree, but it is just so good. There's just such a clever game behind it. In the time we've been playing it, it started. Go back and check out episode number 1. Literally, it's probably from our Christmas thing we did, and we have done one of these every day for probably about 3.5 months now. Hence 99 episodes, and it has been, not even a chore to do this. It is just such an enjoyable and an exciting game to play, and it's kind of nice to think that we're drawing to a close of Series 1, just because I think Series 1 saw us go from a complete creative sandbox world with no real kind of depth to it, to a game which now has, just an incredible ability to build a ship, incredible ability to then use that ship in combat, the ability to fight. In the latest patch, the guns now self-track anything that moves, which causes a bit of a problem if you get out your ship, because the turrets will shoot you. But it now means your ships can defend themselves. I mean, it's just astonishingly good. I'm blown away by how good this is going to be, and I can't wait for the next update. It seems every week they have made an update for this game, and it has been brilliant, quite frankly. In the time we have done these videos, we have gone from having, obviously, a good kind of collection of ships, all the way through to now just having one. Now, the observant among you will notice that this is a new map as well. And there's a really cool set of tools, which, if you go check out the Space Engineer's Twitter feed, you'll see. And what it does is it allows you to pick entities and then copy them into other maps. So in essence, you can now take your ship with you to a new map. So if you've completely filled your map with crap and dead metal, and all the asteroids are gone, then don't despair, because you can now just literally copy the whole map, create a new game, set this tool up, and then just copy the entire entity that you want to travel across. You can bring multiple entities as well. It's very good indeed. We may do a video on it in Series 2. It is just, I think, a real testament to the game that already and this is a community mod, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. It's actually a community-driven mod, so already that's pretty awesome. I think, again, just the way that this game is kind of been, I guess, got better and better every time. Usually when you develop a game, or when you're kind of following a game being developed, rather, you do find that there's kind of lulls in activity. Because there's something difficult to do, maybe there's because holidays, etc. But with this game, I just do not feel that. I think they have just gone for this game absolutely. The development team should be proud of the effort they've put in. It is a successful game. It's sold 500,000 copies at best, and I think, or at worst rather, and it seems to be getting better and better every day. So it is definitely an exciting game. Don't worry if you've missed it. I think now is the time also to come buy a copy and come play the game. There's enough in the game now that it gives you kind of excitement and enjoyment, because you now can actually just have ships that defend themselves. You can have a ship that has sets of turrets that will just then defend against anything that moves. So literally anything that moves near them, it will shoot at them. Now there does need to be some ability for it to not shoot certain players, but maybe that's in the next patch. We shall see. But just already I'm just amazed by how fun this is getting. So as we finally finish our last few strokes of paint on the wonderful SquadB flagship, let's just talk about this thing. It started as a bit of a, I think around episode 30, I think it started as a bit of a, I don't know, project for me to do just to piss about. And in that time it is now turned into my home, and I do look at it as my home, so I get very upset if somebody destroys it. I've just figured out that if you press control you can block print, but hey, there we go. I get very annoyed if people obviously destroy it and mess about with it, but in that time we have seen it go from being just a big kind of frivolity all the way through to a mobile base, a mobile mining platform. We've seen the conveyor system come in, we've seen large turrets come in, we've seen a huge amount of development happen in the game that has made this ship even more exciting and fun. So retrofitting this ship has been just a joy to do. And I'm just blown away by how fun it can be just to repair damage. I mean, I know it sounds so boring and sad, but literally when we go into battle now, the combat ships or the cargo ships fight back. They shoot back at me. So therefore, I've got to have a real ability to just blow them to pieces in a few seconds. So having as many guns as we do, having as many kind of, I guess, missile platforms and gun batteries, etc., just means that we destroy them before they destroy us. And that's pretty awesome, I will tell you. I think the game has come on leaps and bounds in terms of its AI. As in, the turrets aren't totally stupid now. They're not the best things in the world, but they're not complete idiots and complete morons. They seem to be actually not too bad. But I've just got to say, the game is just a joy to play. If you're not playing, seriously, go buy a copy for God's sake. It is worth it. I think there's very few games out there that will give you this kind of, I don't know, level of immersion, level of entertainment. There's so much here to do as well that I think people, would be well placed to buy this game as a long-term investment. So at the moment there's no story, there's no campaign or anything like that, but there will be, and I think it will be potentially player driven. Oh, see what I mean? Look at that damage there. That's bloody typical of missile turrets. Now they work, they're a nightmare, they really are. And I think this is kind of the issue of the game in a way, because it's your game, it's how you want to play it is what gives you the enjoyment of it. And I think we're going to do a huge amount more with this game. We're only just getting started on this game, and that's got to be one of the nicest feelings of this whole series, is that firstly, I'm really pleased that people have enjoyed it, because I read the comments, people do seem to quite enjoy this series, so I'm really chuffed at that. I think in the next series, what we really do want to do is we want to make sure that we get more community stuff done. We want to try and do a few little, not role play, but just missions, little setup missions that we'll do. So we have to kind of assault something, and we'll just generally have a bit of fun with it. And I think this is the kind of sandbox game that pretty much just allows that. It just makes the game, it makes it interesting when you have a group of people who enjoy the game play it as well. And every week something new gets added, every week something changes, every week something is made better, and I think that in itself is probably one of the most exciting things of this game. It just does keep getting better, and I think this is real testament to it, and I think testament to these kind of games. I mean, this is why I think PC gaming isn't the worst place in the world. I think people, obviously with the whole dust thing, people are very skeptical and scared of PC gaming, but this game is a flying example of why PC gaming can be quite good, because you could never do this on a console, ever. So look at that hail of fire as literally, I think these are meteorites, I couldn't tell you, but look at the missiles firing. I mean, it's funny because the Gatling guns also lock onto the missiles, so it gets a bit stupid. The AI still needs a little bit of polishing, but when you see those Gatling guns and those missile launches fly, when you see in the next series, literally the first few we'll do is just us destroying moving ships. It is amazing the damage that can be put out from these things. And I think if a proper battle happened between this ship and a copy of this ship, both ships would be shredded in seconds, and to the point where neither is really recoverable. I mean, that's the awesome bit I'm waiting for. The ability to have a fight where the ship is pretty much crippled, and then getting a gang of people in, getting the boys in, and actually just sitting and repairing this beast is going to be fun. And I've never met a game ever which really replicates the old doing a car up and taking it for a spin and throwing it into a hedge on a Saturday night. No game has ever come close to that, and this is it. This has managed it, so that's pretty bloody awesome. I think there's still so much to see as well. Factions, NPCs, more environmental hostiles, and pre-spawn stations that you can go and loot. There's going to be an awful lot coming, and I think at the moment they're still building the tools that enable the world. But eventually what you are going to see is going to be so much more. You're going to see you're just going to see a huge leap forward, I think, in terms of how you know, you can interact with this world. So like Minecraft, it was all about making the world, then the content. So all of a sudden you had mines and caverns and, you know, hidden temples and all this. I think you're going to have the same in this game. So, you know, this is why this really is still one to watch. It's been going on for a long time now. I think it's probably about, I don't know, maybe it's coming up to about 9 months this game has been around. And I think in that time it just gets better and better. So I think, you know, definitely now is the time to engage. Now again, it's not the easiest game to play, so you do need to you need to look at the video. So please check out the previous series, or rather this series, and have a look through at just what we've done, the decisions we've made, because I think there is there is quite a lot to learn. But don't let that put you off. The process of learning it is incredibly fun, and getting your Gatling turrets right and getting your missile turrets right and getting your armor plate right is actually quite enjoyable, and I think, to be honest, it's all part of the game. I honestly think this is going to be a very big game, if not it is already, but it's going to be huge, and I think this is definitely one to watch, and I think it just has to be the ultimate SquadB recommendation so far for 2014, because it really is shaping up to be something extraordinary. So there we go, Series 1 is done. Now, coming very soon, Series 2. It's the same stuff, but it's just a slightly different format, and we're going to try and do a little bit more interesting things than we've shown here. A little bit too much building in this one, we're going to show a lot more destruction and pillaging. I hope you enjoyed that, we'll see you next time.